Welcome back to another episode of Mariners Down Under. It is your weekly look at your Seattle Mariners, just with an Australian twist. Now, spring training is here. The players are down there. The excitement's building. My own trip is only about 3 or so weeks away. So we'll catch up on a little bit of the hype there, but not too much. The main thing is we're going to talk with Mariners catcher Josh Caron on this week's episode. He'll be with the Big League Club down in Peoria. Plus, we have got 2 giveaways with signed and authenticated jerseys. So be sure to stick around for those details. It's a cracker of a show. It's a short one, but a good one. So let's get into it. So I think it's fair to say we're in a little bit of a baseball lull right now. Spring training games are only a couple of days away, but the guys are already there. We're impatient on that front. The Mariners have already made their major move for the offseason, or I think that's the last one. Don't quote me on it, but I think it is. Obviously acquiring all-star Brendan Donovan. We covered that in our last episode. And then all of us that have trips planned to Peoria, we are just sitting here impatiently waiting for our turn. But that hasn't stopped us getting another episode out to you. I was really lucky this week to touch base with Josh Caron. This is his second time on the pod. He's currently down there in Peoria enjoying the sunshine and starting to warm up with all the sights and sounds of what is the best game on earth. So Josh will walk us through what he's hoping to get out of spring training, plus some of his goals for the 2026 season as well. Before we do get to that, however, because this is a really quick episode, I will have an episode, hopefully, coming out after I get back from spring training with a couple of people who I just genuinely enjoy talking baseball with. And we're just going to talk some positive things, who we think is going to have big years, couple of under-overs, just keep things nice and positive. But that's an episode for them. Right now, we've got no numbers to discuss. We've got not much going on. So it will be a quick episode, but those signed jerseys that we're giving away. So we all know we've got the signed and authenticated Julio Rodriguez City Connect jersey. Once we hit 20,000 subscribers, that one will be given away at random, so no dramas there. But you will remember we gave away tried to give away a signed and authenticated Logan Gilbert jersey a couple of months ago now. Unfortunately, our winner never got in touch to claim the prize. So that one is back in circulation. His loss is your gain. I mean, we gave plenty of opportunities. So how we're going to do this one is I've got a TikTok account for Mariners Down Under. TikTok's not really my forte. I mean, it's slowly building, but it's kind of not. Hasn't taken off the way that YouTube has. So I want to build that. We have over 12,000 subscribers on YouTube. We've got goodness knows how many on Spotify. Our TikTok, that's got just, 434. So fallen apart a little bit on that one. So here's the deal. Get us to 5,000 subscribers on the TikTok, and someone who comments on any of our TikToks between now, this episode dropping, and when we hit 5K is going to win the jersey. I'm going to pop it in a random generator. Any of our followers are eligible for this one. It's just opened up to everyone. It's a really, really simple giveaway. So 5,000 on the TikTok and a signed and authenticated Logan Gilbert jersey will be heading your way. So a nice, simple one. It's just giving back. Like, we love to give back. This is a great platform. Very, very blessed to have the players come on and really fortunate to have so many people listening as well. So there we have it. 2 huge giveaways. Nice and easy. Without any games, that is really all from me this week. It is now time to get into our interview with Mariners catcher, Josh Caron. Today's guest is an old friend of ours who was a 4th-round pick by the Mariners in the 2024 MLB draft. He finished last season with the Aqua Sox and continued to show why he is such an elite catcher, doing all the small things on top of the highlight plays with an arm behind the dish that was absolutely dynamite. Recently named to the Mariners Spring Training Big Dog squad as a non-roster invite. He's going to be looking to make 2026 his own. So, Josh Caron, mate, I talked you up big time on last week's episode, and then we get this rolling for this week. So thanks for coming back, mate. How have things been?
They've been going good. We just started, I guess our first official day is tomorrow, but we got camp starting up and everything feels good, and I'm excited to get going.
So you get this invite to hang with the big boys at spring training. This is a massive opportunity for you. How did you find out about it this year? Was it a phone call? Was it an email? Or are you one of those people in 2026 that you actually find out on social media?
No, no, they give us a call. I probably got a call a couple weeks ago, and it's funny enough. I was eating dinner and actually missed the call, and I knew what the call was about, and so I was like freaking out, like, "Oh, geez, I just missed it, blew my opportunity." But no, I called them back, and we got it all squared away, and they told me I'll be a part of the big league camp, so it's pretty exciting.
So this isn't your first time in this situation. From memory, you got the call, the same thing last year. And at that time, you got to learn from Cal, who we all didn't know was going to hit 60 bloody home runs for the year. And then you also got to learn from Garv as well, who, World Series winning catcher, just a great guy managing a pitching staff. If you can think back to your time with those blokes, what was some of the things that you took away from your experience with them? And then if we can look forward to this year, what are some things that you're hoping to get out of your 2026 experience too?
I would say my experience last year was a little different. It was kind of like it was like everything was cool, I was just taking it all in, just trying to enjoy the experience and kind of just sit back and watch. Whereas this year, I think it's more like, okay, like I'm here, I deserve to be here, like I have eyes on me, like this is a great opportunity to show what I think I can do. So I'd say I kind of I don't know, I have like a little bit of a shift in perspective this year. It's kind of more like, all right, let's get to work now as opposed to like the happy to be here kind of mindset. You know what I mean?
Now, last year in Everett, a really, really successful one on the team front. Obviously, we all know about that. And then for you personally, mate, look, you got to show off that arm of yours behind the plate. There were so many highlights that I saw of you just gunning blokes down. But the bat, mate, like it had its challenges. Everyone goes through challenges. What were some of the
No
biggest
doubt.
differences that you saw between your time in Modesto, where you hit nearly 313 games, to then what it was like being in the batter's box, in Everett at that level, increasing that standard of pitching? What were some things that you found?
Definitely the pitching was better. Like the stuff's a little bit better, and guys can command it a little bit better. So it was definitely an adjustment. But I mean, I feel like I want to take it for what it's worth, and like look at it as a positive and be like, I got a bajillion at bats in, and I got to see like what the pitching looks like at a higher level. I mean, I feel like the stuff like itself is probably pretty close to the big leagues actually. So like, yeah, just kind of turn it into a positive and make it like a learning experience and just try to get better going into this year.
You've always managed to build yourself up. Like if we think back to your time at Nebraska, you start out, you're sporadically playing sort of Josh Caron's just a name on the roster, right? And then by the end of it, you're leading this team to great heights. And obviously that takes, we're looking at self-reflection, so probably some uncomfortable honesty with yourself at times. And then you've also got to have that drive and that want to improve and to not settle. So this offseason, I'm assuming you've done the same. What have been some things, some tangible things that you've done to work on the hitting side? What's your off season look like, mate?
I would say it's kind of just like really breaking down my swing and like what I do well and what gets me in the right position to go out and, like contribute to a win each night. And I think that was something or one thing that I struggled with last year. It's like I kinda had these couple of drills or like I had an idea of what my approach is, but I didn't really know what I was doing. So like that was my whole focus this offseason. It's like, okay, I wanna get nailed down exactly what my like hitting process is. Like what makes me me every single day. And I feel like I did a pretty good job of that. And I have a better idea of just overall what I'm doing at the plate. Going into each at bat, even just like hitting in the cage every day, like I feel like there's a little bit more intent and a little bit more direction in what I'm doing each day.
I want to ask you an unscripted question here. I was actually listening to our interview yesterday. So, for those that don't know, reached out to Josh yesterday, expecting him to go, "Oh, yeah, we'll catch up in 2 weeks. I've got time." And you go, "Oh, no, no, tomorrow, for me, morning, it's bloody 9 a.m. here. Let's catch up." So, I was listening to the interview that we did 12 months ago. Mate, even just speaking to you, like you sound just so much more relaxed, so much more comfortable, so much more confident. And then just like the media presence you have, like, do you just feel like you're settling in to be a pro just a lot better? Do you feel like you've just grown as a person in this last 12 months being in the Mariners system?
Yeah, I really think so. I do. I mean, Like, you can kinda like you said, like, you can look back at my college career and the growth I had there, like, I didn't even know if I could even play Division I baseball, like, I had those really tough struggling moments, but, like, I feel like you choose how you wanna look at those things, and rather than looking at it as a failure, like, just look at it as a learning opportunity and just try to soak in everything I can, and I think that perspective and that mindset has allowed me to, like, get this far in my career.
12 months with the pro system. It's a long season. It's grueling. You guys are, when I saw you, you blokes, unfortunately, I just seem to come to Seattle and watch losses. I must be a bad luck charm. But you get thumped, and then you got to roll out again the next day, and it's grueling on you physically and it's grueling on you mentally because you got to be able to switch that on and off. How was the body feeling by the
Mhm.
end of the year, mate? Were you absolutely just hanging for the break so that you could get a little bit of rest and recovery into you?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly felt like my body was in a great spot. I feel like my whole career, at least, like, as I've grown older, like, into college and stuff, like, I've kinda learned, like, the ropes on how to take care of your body. No, I've never experienced anything like pro season. I will say it was difficult, it was different, but I would say that it's more taxing mentally than it is physically, if you can believe that, which I mean, yeah, like you said, you're showing up to the baseball field every day. It doesn't matter if you're feeling good, if you're feeling bad, like no one's coming out to save you. Like that's why I feel like I just need like a good process so that I can just like be that same guy every single day. Whether and then just take the results for what they are, just like be who I am.
So I want to ask you this question, and then this purely just comes from my interest. And I put my hand up all the time as someone who's never played the game. And that's why I started this podcast because I felt like a lot of the other podcasts talk shit on players and they look less athletic than me. Like I've played semi pro basketball. I'm athletic and they look like they play computer games for a living. So I feel like us behind the microphone, we shouldn't throw stones. So I want to, I guess, pull back the curtain on this so that people can understand what you go through. So coming into the draft, you are listed as strong as an ox with a shit ton of power, but sometimes you can potentially be a little over aggressive as at the plate and a little bit too keen. So for you as a
Yeah.
player, knowing mentally that you have all the skills and all the God given talent in the world to send that ball over the fence anytime that you want, how do you stay patient? Like, how the hell do you stand in that batter's box and show patience as you keep climbing these levels and the breaking stuff gets more deceptive and gets better? How do you stay true to the process and not just want to send the ball flying? Like we see blokes all the time swinging at sliders that start off the plate. What do you do in the box? Like, how have you worked on this to become more patient?
I mean, that's a great question and one that I don't have the exact perfect answer to. I mean, I think that's something I'm continuing to learn and figure out. But I think that that just goes to show the importance of the minor leagues and like baseball is like no other sport in that like you get a first round draft pick and it's not like he's going straight to the show, like he's got to go through that development and get those at bats and get that experience before he's ready for that level of play. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I just, keep taking at bats, keep focusing on having a good approach and I feel like that learning will kind of just come naturally.
So this last draft, obviously a lot of interest in it. The Mariners take three catches, including one in the A balance slot, so pretty well a first rounder. And there's a lot of
Mm.
other outlets and podcasts out there talking about those catches, especially Steve-O, and talking about spring training with Cal being away at the World Baseball Classic. And, I kind of was like, oh, hang on, did you guys like forget about Josh Caron, like semi-finalist for the Buster Posey Award? Like, did we not see the cannon of the arm? Do you feel do you feel like some people have, because we have such short memories when it comes to the minor leagues, like unless you're a Sloan or an Anderson or a Colt Emerson, a lot of people do forget about some of these great prospects we have down there. Do you feel like this spring training is a chance for you
Mhm.
to be out there and be like, hey, like, did you guys like you forget about me? I'm still kind of here. Do you feel like you got a bit of a chip on your shoulder and a point to prove? I know you're a team guy. I know you want everyone to succeed, but you're also
Mhm.
a competitor as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, like I said before, I think this spring training, I have a little bit more of like a let's get to work perspective and like kind of show who I am and show that I'm, you know, ready to take it to the next level and be the player that, I'm supposed to be and that I can be. But you know, I also don't, like, read too much into, like, all the hype and, like, all the what other people are saying about me because like, as you know, like, I've never really been that, like, super highly touted prospect, and I kind of like that. It's like almost like fly under the radar and just like get my work in and just keep getting a little bit better. And then you look up in 3, 4 years and it's like, oh wow, like he's here now, like that's kind of like the perspective that I hold myself to.
So we've spoken on some goals for spring training and then what you hope to accomplish and show there. But for 2026, mate, as a whole, when we look or you look towards the end of it, what do you want to have accomplished? Like, what's on your vision board? Because when I was listening to our last interview, you said for last season, you just wanted to look back and know that you gave 110% in every game. Is that still the same answer, or have we got some more sort of individualized and specific goals in there for this year too?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely part of it. I wanna look back and have no regrets, like, like, I wanna be the best teammate, the best player I can be, all that for sure. I do feel like I have a better idea of, like, what I want to accomplish, and I would say, first and foremost, like, I hold myself to such a high standard catching-wise. I wanna be ready to catch in the show, I wanna be ready to catch at the big league level, like, at least at the end of this year. I think I made really big strides last year. I already think I've made big strides this year in spring training. I wanna keep that going, and I wanna be a big league, serviceable catcher. As far as the hitting, I think, just I wanna see a steady improvement all year. I wanna put up just better at bats and the consistency, the consistency is so huge in this game. Like, you look at a guy like Colt Emerson, like, really doesn't have tools that are gonna, like, blow you away. Like, I watched him for the first 3 quarters of the season last year, but that dude shows up every single day and is the same guy and just puts up good at bat after good at bat after good at bat, and it's like, you look up after a whole season, and it's like, "Wow, I mean, that kid is something special," and so, like, just watching that and learning from that especially, I mean, I feel like that is something that can really take, my career to the next level.
For some reason, we seem to love pitches on this show. I don't know why. It's just the luck of the draw with the guests, but we seem to just be dominated by us. But so many of the boys that have come through, that have come across you at some stage in their career, have given you, in some way, shape, or form, some praise and some credit for how they've performed and how you've managed them and you've assisted them from your work behind the dish. Why is it so important for you
Mhm.
to create such strong relationships with those blokes? Like, why not just go out there and catch the ball? Why do you really take the time to get to know their arsenal, what they like, what they don't like, look at the scouting reports, get to know them personally? Like, why is that important to you?
To be honest with you, like, part of it is because I love to do it. Like, I genuinely I love everything about catching. I think it's the coolest position when I'm back there, like me and the pitcher just on that same wavelength, kind of like in that flow state, like we're going to battle together. Like, I just love that feeling that you get when you're going to war with that pitcher. Um, but I think it's not something that I have to like try to do. Like, it definitely takes effort, but it's something that I enjoy doing, and I think part of learning how to do that is, like, almost just, like, taking a step back and, like, just allowing me to, like, be myself. Like, you don't wanna be, like, fraudulent. You don't wanna be someone you're not, and I think I have that, like, care factor gene kind of already instilled in me, so, like, just be yourself, like, I don't have to be this big talker, like, I'm not a super outgoing guy in the clubhouse, so I can kinda just be myself and, like, speak when I really feel like I have something to say.
Now, I want to switch up and ask you about autographs for a second. So, full disclosure, I need to touch base with you in spring training. So, I think I land on March 5th and I'm there for 3 days and then I come back to Australia. Super short trip like it was last time, but it's what I got to do. So, I've got the 2 of 5 Josh Caron Bowman first. That took some money and some bargaining skills to get my hand on. So, I need to get your scribble on that to go on my wall of fame. But when I saw you in Everett last year, you guys had obviously had a tough loss, and then everyone's sort of swarming you for autographs. They're chasing the old John Hancock. Have you or have you not gotten sick and tired of signing stuff yet?
Um, I mean, not really, it's just part of it, like, you kinda definitely when it's, like, the middle of July and, like, the same guy has come up to you and asked to sign, like, his next 20th card or whatever, like, that it does get a little frustrating, but, like, it's also something that, like, we get to do, like, not everyone gets to do cool stuff like that, so, I don't know, take it for what it is.
Do you look at the card? Like you say, that guy that comes up with 20 cards, they're probably all base cards. I don't know if you collect cards or not, but do do you look at some of the cards and you're like, okay, that one must be worth a little bit of money, or are you just at the point now where you just could not give a continental?
Uh, I don't know. I really don't look. I don't really care. I'm not a card guy, so
Don't tell Ryan Sloan that because we had him on and
oh,
he's a massive card collector, so that might start the relationship off a little bit shaky. But um, on the memorabilia side, so
I know. Yeah,
he's
I've heard all
he's
about it.
wild on it.
He's a huge card guy.
We had Anthony D'Onofrio on, and I spoke to him about memorabilia and collecting stuff because obviously we all only get one life, and right now you're living your best life playing within a pro league system, and that's not going to last for forever. And it's an experience that not everyone gets. He said that he'd acquired his dad a game used jersey that he signed and gave to him, and that was something special. And I think his dad had a couple of home run balls as well. We had Curtis on as well. He's obviously got all the stuff from his cycle. Have you nabbed anything from your time, whether it be a ball, a bat, a base, just something that meant something to you that you're able to put on the mantle in the pool room that's going to be something special that you pass down within your family?
Not really. No. I know like when I was quite a bit younger, probably like 12 or 13, I like hit a home run on my dad's birthday and I gave him that ball. So like it's like little stuff like that. Like I wouldn't say we're like big into the memorabilia or stuff like anything like that, but just like kind of little stuff here and there. I think is cool. It can be pretty nice gesture. So
So as I mentioned to you, I'm going to be in Peoria, so I need the inside track on this one. Weather, vibes, what are the crowds like? We're assuming it's packed to begin with, given that a lot of the big players will be heading off to the WBC. Like, give me the full rundown. What's spring training and the atmosphere been like so far?
actually, it's been pretty low key. We haven't had like any fans or anything. I mean, you get your like crazy like card people outside the gates or whatever, but the weather's been beautiful. I mean, it's been pretty low key and just like pure baseball. I've had a lot of fun with it.
And recommendations, mate. Like you spent a little bit of time in Arizona, down in Peoria, and your time in the Mariners system. Food, beers, places to go. Like what have you got for me? I've got 3 days. I think I'm actually coming to a game straight from
Mm.
getting off an international flight. So I am. Don't come and say
Right.
hi. I'm not going to smell nice. I'll see you the following day. But give me, how can I jam pack everything into 3 days? What's good?
I don't know. I'm not like a big like fancy eater or anything, but there's a grouping of like a couple nice restaurants right by our complex, like kind of more towards the Padres side. Last year we had a kind of like a catcher's dinner out at a Mastro's Steakhouse or something like that out in Scottsdale. I mean, that was unbelievable. But other than that, I mean, I go to the grocery store and I cook ground beef. So
That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and the last one, mate, before we let you go, but last year you came through big for me, recommending Charlie Bielenson for us to have on, and somehow Charlie and I seem to have become good friends over the past year. Not quite sure how that happened, but I'll take it. So
Mhm.
who can we get on the show for the next episode, mate? Who have you been hanging out with? Who can you link us with, and who'd be a good chat?
Have you guys talked to Teddy McGraw yet?
I've had Teddy on. Have you seen his van? How decked out is that thing?
That thing is so sick. I mean, it suits him. I'll just say that. It's pretty awesome.
Now we've had
Uh,
Teddy, we're getting to the point now where I think everyone that's like
okay.
available for me to get to. I had Ty
Mm.
Pete on. He was going to get me Johnny Farmello. I think it's kind of rude now if I reach out to Ty and be like, "Hey, where's that interview at?" But how can you help us out, mate?
Oh, let me think. I mean, Johnny is a good one for sure. I'm trying to think. I mean, have you guys talked to Laz Montez at all?
I've I've been chasing. I think that would be a wild interview. I don't think either of us are going to understand each other. It could be pretty amazing.
That is true. You do have a little bit of a language barrier. I mean, you got Luke Stevenson. He's a great kid. He's such a nice kid. I don't know if you guys have had him yet, but
Haven't had We had Anthony Caroli and Jackson Steensma. They're the only two from that draft class we've been able to get on. So I mean,
okay.
if Steve Owen can put in the assist for us and let him know that we'll be trying to message him, that'd be bloody fantastic, mate. That'd be
Yeah.
brilliant. But
I mean, I'll put in a good word for sure.
no, I love it, mate. Well, again, I really appreciate your time. Appreciate you getting back to me. I know we've had a couple of technical issues this morning. Hopefully everything sort of gels together for the show. But mate, I did say to you when I saw you in Everett last year, I'd get you back on, and here you are. And to think when we first had you on, we had 200 subscribers, and now we've got over 12,000 just on YouTube. So
Wow.
hopefully this gets people excited about you. Hopefully this gets people excited about spring ball, and just really looking forward to what you do this season. So best of luck, mate. We'll catch up in a couple of weeks, and thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
So a massive thanks to Josh for coming on the podcast yet again. Like I said earlier, second time he's been on. Always gracious with his time. Great fella, great player. Yeah, there's not enough positive things we can really say about him. So hopefully, it was just another peek back behind the curtains of what it's like to be a professional player. And for those who've been along the journey of Mariners Down Under, because today was actually the day that we launched, I'm led to believe today was the day that we actually launched the first ever episode of Mariners Down Under, the 12-month anniversary. So created this podcast to be a positive and safe space for people to come along and talk baseball. One where the host was not going to tell you that you were wrong all the time because you didn't agree with him, because the reality is you probably know more than me. A safe space where we were not going to trash out the players. We were not going to talk down upon them, because I'm yet to meet a player who has not given 110% in every game and has not wanted to win and succeed personally, professionally, for the team, for themselves. So I wanted to be that safe space where the guys could come on and share their story, and we could celebrate people that are in the Mariners system, whether it be players, coaches, administration staff, whoever it is, come on and have that opportunity. And also create a little community where, it's not just for people from Australia. It's for people all around the world who just want to come and enjoy positive vibes and love Mariners baseball for what it is, which is a spectacle that for some of us, it's our life. And for some of us, it is an escape from reality, and it's our nice little safe space. So I want to thank you all for tuning in yet again. Got some really, really big things on the horizon in 2026. Obviously, it's more difficult to run this here in Australia than it is for the guys in America. So hopefully, everyone in this space can continue to succeed. But we're going to continue to push forward. There's lots of great stuff coming this year, lots of great episodes, lots of great guests, and lots of great content. So again, we get to 5,000 people on our TikTok. It's Mariners Down Under. We're going to give away that signed and authenticated Logan Gilbert jersey and the signed and authenticated Julio Rodriguez jersey. Get us to 20,000 on the YouTube, and that could be yours. So that's it for me this week. Off to Peoria in about 3 weeks. Not sure if I'm going to have another episode out between now and then. Depends who we can rustle up on the guest front, and also how busy work is as well. It's not easy packing as well for an around the world little 3 or 4 day getaway. But as always, like every week, please stay safe, stay well, and go Mariners.